Welcome in, Cowboys Nation, to the Game Day Live halftime show as Dallas trails Miami 13-7 in what was a entertaining first half, I guess. But the Cowboys started off fast on both sides of the ball. The defense playing well, offense moving the rock, and then they just completely stalled out the last few possessions on both sides of the ball. Jesse Holley, Skywalker, still ready to break down halftime for you. And we can start backwards, Jesse, with this final drive from Miami. Hat tip to Mike McDaniels. This is what, in-game adjustments are about. Dallas were containing the edge very well, doing a good job in the ground game, good job in the pass game. Mike McDaniels said, okay, I see how you guys are playing in the zone. We're going to attack the middle of the field. And Tua just literally takes everything in front of him all the way down to 7 points here for the Miami Dolphins to go up 13-7. So defensively, they adapted for Miami, and Cowboys had no answer to end the game or to end the half.
Yeah, I mean that's the chess match. That's the game within the game, right? It's okay. Here's what I present. You adjust, and then I adjust again. And you saw Mike McDaniels be able to do that, basically series after series. And that says something about a coach, because coaches at times usually are kind of stick to their guns and kind of saying like, "Hey, this is what we want to do. We're going to kind of do that." Mike McDaniels said he'll abandon a plan. He'll go, "Hey, if they're not giving us this, but they're giving us that, we'll take that and we'll work that out until we can get back to what we want to get." And so, the Cowboys made the adjustments. Miami's made the adjustment. I think overall in this first half, it's a pretty good football game. You can have some calls on both sides that maybe were questionable for the Cowboys and for the Dolphins. But when you look at what Dak Prescott has done so far, 6 for 9 for 121. CeeDee Lamb has kind of taken off early in this football game, halfway to 200 yards, has a 94 yards at the half. Running game is a little bit kind of, stalling right now, only 45 yards at the half. But it's been a back and forth game. They've bent a little bit on defense, the Cowboys have, but they've made some of their plays as well. So overall, a 13-7 game, one possession game right now. Miami gets the ball back after the half. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at what the Cowboys sit right now. They've given up some explosive play, but for the most part, they've contained this very, very explosive Miami offense.
Defensively, they've come out and I think done a decent job. Again, they adjusted, and I don't like where it's going. The trajectory right now of this game defensively is a bit scary because it seems like Miami's found an answer, and they were able to move the ball, I think, twice. Yes, they were able to move the ball twice for scoring. Field goal and the touchdown. And then even before that, they got all the way down there and you held up, which at that point in time, when you stopped them, 12-play, 70-yard drive, it felt like, okay, you've got the answers defensively. But you have not found the answer to whatever they're doing to adjust offensively. Start off great, right? You drive down the first play or the first drive, 15 plays, 73 yards, and you fumble at the goal line. You cannot do that. We were talking about this in the pregame show. You have to score in the red zone. Even 3 right there is better than nothing. And they came away with nothing on that drive, and that sucked. I mean, we could talk about, plays before that. Tony Pollard couldn't punch it in. Brandon Cooks didn't cut it up and punch it in. But next drive, you come out and you drive down the field again. This time, you do punch it in with the touchdown on a nice play with CeeDee Lamb and Dak. They were connecting, like this in the first, few possessions of the game. And then, I don't know, it just looked like, was it the rain coming down? I'm not sure what happened. But right after that, it's just as if we kind of tightened up a bit. Dallas had one out and punted the ball. And then when they stopped the Dolphins and then punted, the following possession, they went run, pass. And I was just like, ooh, that's starting to look like, the offense from the beginning of the year. And they're tightening up we didn't have any, easy buttons. There was no screens, the jet sweeps, which worked. Draws, delays. It just looked like the offense started to tighten up. We weren't trusting what we were seeing out there in regards to Dak Prescott. We didn't have, like I said, those easy buttons for the play calls. So I'm curious to see what they decide to do coming out in this half, because it was working the first 2 possessions, and then all of a sudden you couldn't find an answer.
Yeah, I think also Vic Fangio, he made some adjustments as well. If you noticed, he started kind of blitzing guys from different angles, right? Some guys from depth, bringing the safeties in, linebackers. So he's been kind of, which isn't a heavy blitz team. He's been kind of dialing up some extra men into the box. That's kind of throwing this blocking scheme off a little bit, and they've been able to get out to Dak Prescott. So I think this is good. This is a good chess match going back and forth. hey, Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn, do you have answers for what Mike McDaniels and Vic Fangio are doing, and vice versa? So that's why I said I kind of like where this is at right now and saying, you know what? We made some adjustments. We made some good plays. We made some mistakes. We're down one score in this football game. Granted, Miami does get the ball after half. It's imperative that you come out and you stop them
Yeah.
out of the half, and you get the ball back and try to score points up. Because now what you don't want to do is you don't want to go down 20-7. Now that puts you in a situation where you kind of almost have to pass the ball a little bit more than you may want to, and that again falls back to the hands of what they want you to do. So I'm not mad at what the Cowboys are at. I'm not happy with the Cowboys at. I'm in between. I'm in that middle zone where I'm saying, okay, this thing can go either way. What are you going to do? Playmakers, what are you guys going to do? Coaches, what are you guys going to do? Go in at halftime, make the proper adjustments, see what you've seen earlier in this first half. Go with the things that work for you. Like you said, have an easy button, have an escape button, have something that gives you a different look than what they've seen in the first half. And now defense, go out there and get a stop and get the ball back for your offense and see if you can't make this, either put 3 points on the board or take the lead with a touchdown.
One of the things that we just haven't been able to do on the road, I feel like, maybe since San Fran, or at least it's a good team. San Fran, they did it in the red zone, and I guess you could say the Cowboys did it here with the 4th down spot, but they haven't made that kind of game-changing turnover or play that sets up the offense in position. Offense capitalize and they score because they're in good position. We haven't seen that from the defense. This will be a hell of a time to do it coming out of half, because if you really dive into what the Dolphins have been able to do, you really haven't stopped them. 10 plays field goal, 12 plays red zone or goal line downs, 6 plays field goal, 8 plays touchdown. So you really haven't stopped them from moving the ball. You have to stop them you really have to stop them from scoring a touchdown coming out of this half. But even better, if you can force a turnover, fall on a fumble, tip pass interception, overthrow pick, and set your offense up and score a touchdown and take the lead back, now that energy is matched. Because right now, I feel like Miami has the energy. The crowd, salute to the Miami crowd. I didn't expect them to be pretty into this, and they are into it. But I feel like if you want to be one of those defenses, at home, we get these plays all the time. All the time. On the road, I think they have I feel like they have like 2 turnovers, 1 turnover against quality teams, and it was San Fran on the goal line. So come out here, get a turnover or get a 3 and out, and I think that energy will reciprocate on the other side of the ball, and the Cowboys could be right back in this thing with the lead possibly. So.
Yeah, and I think Mike is close to getting one, man. He's come off that edge a couple times, man, and he had the one where I thought he clearly was going to strip the ball from Tua, but he kind of like overran it a little bit, and then Tua pirouettes out of the backside of it and throws the ball away. I sat up in my seat. I said, "Oh, he got it. He got it." And then it was just like weird, kind of like he overran it, whatever. But he's still coming off that edge, and he's close. I think in this second half, you can see one coming from there. And Tua, he's made some of those dot throws right over the football.
Yes.
Right in front of him. But his throws to the outside have been a little bit shaky, right? He's had some that sail over receiver's head into the dirt. It's been a little bit wide. So, throwing the ball to the outside for Tua right now has kind of been a little bit of suspect. Over the middle has been fine. Deep has been fine. But maybe there's something that comes about when he's trying to throw some more passes to the outside, and Gilmore or even Jordan Lewis, who, by the way, is playing a pretty decent game.
Yeah.
He's definitely sticking his nose in there and getting involved in the run game and getting some stops. But maybe those passes to the outside can create a turnover because they've been a little bit off kilter for Tua so far.
Indeed. We'll see how they adapt, or if they do adapt and address what's been happening on the other side of the ball for the Miami Dolphins. We'll be back here at the post-game show. Make sure you guys come through. But this has been Cowboy Game Day Live, the halftime show. Skywalker Still, Jesse Holley. We will see you in the post.